the 6th of November, the year is 2018, and the time is approximately 9 p.m. East African time. A very good evening to you, and thank you for tuning into Brand Place TV. It's always a delight knowing that you've taken your time and are keeping us company. My name is Ndiro Ganga, ready to bring you up to speed with all the news making headlines in the business world. And as you know, we're all about business. Here's a glance of some of those stories making headlines today.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely how M-Pesa has gone global. The money in your wallet.
Safaricom Western Union partnership, are we global yet?
M-Pesa goes global.
Makofi kwake tafadhali.
Darling extends helping hand to Ken Cancer, more than just a donation.
Thank you. Great. Asanteni sana.
I'm a student at DeepMind Institute, Swift Robotics.
The future is tech. The robots are coming in fast and furious.
Nothing is difficult if you still haven't done anything yet.
Thank you for staying with us. Now on to our top story. Customers can now send money to anyone around the globe thanks to another M-Pesa Fast. Safaricom and global money transfer firm Western Union today launched M-Pesa Global that seeks to make it easier for customers to send money across the globe. Our reporter Daisy Wambua graced the momentous event and brings us the following report. Take a look.
So ladies and gentlemen, M-Pesa goes global.
Speaking during the event in Nairobi, the Chief Customer Officer at Safaricom, Sylvia Mulinge, noted that M-Pesa has become part and parcel of the lives of Kenyans as encapsulated by the 17 million transactions carried out in a day.
The reason why we celebrate this and the pervasiveness of M-Pesa is because it has truly become part of the social fabric of Kenya. And today we have more than 17 million transactions that take place on M-Pesa every day. 17 million transactions every day.
All Kenyans have the power to grow.
She went on to add that M-Pesa is among the major exports by the country.
And when we look at the success of M-Pesa over the last 11 years, I think it's one of the products that we can actually say as Kenyans we have made successful. And it's one of Kenya's greatest exports. If we look at the number of awards that we have won because of M-Pesa, the products and services that have been launched on M-Pesa, we truly have a reason to be proud, not only as Safaricom, but as a Kenyan community.
18 years ago, Safaricom was born with...
She continued to highlight the fruits of the partnership with Western Union, which has seen the launch of M-Pesa Global, which will see them leverage on their partners' 167 years of expertise in global money transfers.
When we unveil M-Pesa Global, this is the latest in these innovations that we've been able to achieve with a fantastic partner like Western Union. This new service has been built on our decade-old partnership with Western Union, and it allows us to be able to leverage on Western Union's 167-year expertise.
M-Pesa Global is the first of any mobile money service in the world to allow customers to send money to nearly anyone in the world through the more than 500,000 Western Union agents and bank accounts.
M-Pesa is connecting the world.
Western Union's Regional Vice President, Southeast and Anglophone West Africa, Richard Malcolm, outlined that the partnership was for eternity and the unique product was purposely made for the Kenyan market.
This partnership is a life changer. It's a game changer. It's the first one in the world for us. What we are built and what we have deployed today with Safaricom is uniquely Kenyan and unique for the customers of this market.
Our dreams are made possible by each and every one of you.
Paul Kavavu, the head of new business ventures and financial services at Safaricom, attributed the tremendous growth of remittances to mobile phone penetration.
This phenomenal growth would have been almost impossible to maintain were it not for one magical device, and that is a mobile phone.
That's when niliamka usiku moja nikafeel.
He further pointed out that the partnership with Western Union, which started a decade ago, has had a positive impact on remittances.
This was not the first time we were coming together with Western Union. Our partnership goes back to December 2000, when we came together to enable our loved ones in the United States to send money back to Kenya from Western Union agent locations into M-Pesa.
This is where M-Pesa starts.
Smartphone users have a direct access to M-Pesa Global via the My Safaricom app, but you'll have to update it before accessing the service, while those who do not have a smartphone and need to send money across the globe will dial *840#, accept the terms and conditions to get to enjoy the service. Reporting for Brand Plus TV Business News, I'm Daisy Wambua.
18 years ago, Safaricom was born with a dream to transform.
Now on to some heartwarming news. Profitability, growth, and safeguards against existential risks are crucial to strengthening a company's long-term prospects. But if these three factors constitute a company's hard power, then the firm also needs soft power, public trust, and acceptance won by fulfilling a company's social responsibility. Klaus Schwab's Darling put these words to action as they gifted cancer fighters with wigs worth 1.6 million Kenya shillings. Take a look.
Awareness, awareness, awareness. Women must do the breast self-exam.
Victoria Chesire, head of marketing Godrej, noted it is important for all businesses to pick a worthy cause and through it give back to the society.
I think it's very important for any brand because today nobody talked about how much we are selling. Today all we talked about is that how this brand is going to help these women feel. And, it's so much more. I believe that any sickness, and cancer being one of them, is more internal. So the mindset, if you make the woman feel actually better, a brand makes a woman feel much better by just giving them hair, then that takes them, to a higher level in terms of even how they take on life during this journey of, surviving cancer. It could also actually contribute to them getting better faster. So for me, I would tell all brands that are able to come in and plug in to any, good cause that they can do. I think it's super important for where the brand is going. Because why are we making brands anyway? Why are we in business anyway? We are in business to impact people. And if a brand has found a way they can truly, truly impact, the society, then it's a very good, and it's inevitable that we need to do it.
At least if you have some hair.
Rose Chiedo, a cancer survivor, said the wigs donated by Darling will go a long way in restoring their self-esteem and confidence.
There's a day I forgot to wear a wig. Some visitors were coming. So they called me and told me we're already here and we are not getting parking. So I had to rush to help them. I forgot to wear a wig or a cape. So when I reached the road, at the shops, I realized people are looking for me. That is when I realized something was not right with me. Then when I touched my head, I realized I didn't have a wig or a cape. So you can imagine how people find it very strange to see you in completely bald. At least if you have some hair, it's a bit better. But when you are completely bald, it's a bit strange. So you find that most cancer survivors cannot afford, most cancer survivors and patients cannot afford wigs. So we get support from different organizations which donate wigs to us, and we really appreciate that also.
They are very premium wigs, very good quality.
The impact of cancer cannot be downplayed. Rachel Kitonyo, board member Kenya Cancer Association, went on to paint a picture of the ramifications of cancer to the country. She started by pointing out that cancer is a disease on the rise and the government needs to invest heavily in raising awareness on preventive methods.
So the message to the government is that we need to bring down the cost of treatment. The first thing they can do, zero-rate chemotherapy drugs. I know the country is broke, but I think health is important. Remove the 16% tax on chemotherapy drugs, and the price is going to come down.
She further went on to add that Kenyans should be sensitized on the importance of early diagnosis.
Then the second thing becomes early diagnosis and treatment. And again, as I sit sometimes at the Kenkasa office, we find that we are losing so many people in this country. We currently have 47,000 new cases every year, out of which 33,000 die. That's a very high percentage. And part of the reason so many of these people are dying is because of late diagnosis. And so the second thing we talk about at Kenkasa is early diagnosis. how many of you here go for your annual medical checkup? For women, how many of us know about breast self-examination? October is Cancer Awareness Month. How many of us are checking ourselves once a month, same time every month, 6 weeks after the period, to catch a lump early? Because if it is caught early, it can be treated. Again, for women, because most of us in the room are women, how many of you have gone for your pap smear? Every 2 years, pap smear. It costs as little as 1,000 shillings. For your mother, your sister, your daughters if they're over 20. Surely can you not spare 500 shillings every year for your mother in the village to go for her pap smear? So why aren't we doing these things? Is it because we don't know? Is it because we are waiting until we catch it late? And cervical cancer is another one that if caught early is almost 100% treatable. So number one killer in Kenya, breast cancer, closely followed by cervical cancer. Those are the two most preventable because there's early detection available and we are not doing it.
Another key issue that came up is the cost of treatment whose impacts are far-reaching.
Like milk. We've all been told we should give our children milk. And I think there's no Kenyan who doesn't take tea. Sometimes I say tea is a Kenyan human right. So in every office, there is tea. You visit us in our homes, there is tea. Yet even the milk in Kenya occasionally can be a source of cancer. And so if there's one thing that we could do to start bringing down the burden of cancer in this country, I believe is working on our food system. The other things, alcohol abuse in this country, tobacco abuse in this country, lack of exercise. How many hours do we spend caught in traffic, breathing in exhaust? So all of these are things that can be prevented.
Thank you.
With cancer being the center of most health conversations in the country, it is up to both the public and the private sector to find ways of working together to manage the disease in the country as the economic impact transcends far beyond the individual. Welcome back and thank you for staying with Brand Plus TV. This is Business News on to Matters Finance. The financial sector plays a crucial role in the achievement of any nation's development agenda. Today, our reporter Karari John attended the first day of the Financial Literacy and Opportunity Week 2018 at the University of Nairobi themed Opportunities for the Financial Sector in the Big Four Agenda. Take a look.
The President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, has on many occasions cited the implementation of the Big Four agenda is a driver for the development of Kenya.
As you're all aware, my government has identified 4 key pillars, which we call the Big Four. Pillars that will drive growth in agriculture, health, housing, manufacturing. And each pillar itself relies on skilled, motivated Kenyans, all of whom share a common vision for our country.
Heading to this call, both the public and private sector have aligned themselves to this development agenda. The finance sector is no different, and today Finance Literacy and Opportunity Week Forum was officially open as the sector seeks to unlock the opportunities within the Big Four agenda.
Thousands to young people.
The keynote speaker, CEO, Institute of Economic Affairs, Kwame Owino, started by stating that the Big Four agenda is in line with Kenya's developmental plan of Vision 2030.
The President to have chosen 4 of these as his legacy questions is just basically to give impetus to the Vision 2030, which was drawn in 2008, as we all know, and which we've been chasing for quite a while. There's no excuse for that to happen.
Kwame went ahead to register his disappointment on how Kenya lags behind in implementation of its various development agenda.
Because one of the things that the Vision 2030 had stated is that by the year 2010, or rather the year 2009, we should have achieved an annual growth rate, gross domestic product rate of 10%. We have not achieved that. I think the best we've done in that time, apart from the peak of about 8%, 7.6% in the year 2007, is about 6. So obviously every year we are 4 percentage points behind our goal.
Vision 2030.
With a week-long forum centered on financial literacy, the CEO, Institute of Economic Affairs, challenged the participants, pointing out that financial literacy should not only focus on consumer, but the service providers as well.
And I'm wondering, Kenya is so different in many other ways. How come we don't structure things we structure these services for the things that people need? So yes, that literacy is, and I know I'm harping on this and I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but I'm trying to say that we must understand financial literacy as not only for consumers. Financial literacy is also about the service provider to understand how you fit to the market. So the cookie cutter approach is probably not going to be the most essential.
The Big Four agenda, if well implemented, stands a significant growth shift in the country development path. However, for this to happen, all sectors of the economy must be aligned to its ideals. Reporting for Brand Plus TV, I am Glory John Wambugu.
That is just a summary of how the markets performed, but for more in-depth analysis of the same, tune in tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. for my next big bet with Brayton Deritu and Karanja Daniel. Well, let's now take a look at the day's weather report. That was it from our business news desk tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a fresh serving of news-making headlines in the business world. Thank you very much once again for watching. Have a good night. I am Ondiro Ganga and I'm in business. Case closed.